Hey guys, I'm going to show you how you can write the manuscript to your story in Notion using the Storyteller OS. By default, when you create a new scene in the scenes database inside of a Storyteller OS project, inside each scenes page is a little area to write the actual scene. Now, I understand a lot of people don't like to have their scenes written out in separate pages in the scene database, and that's one of the main reasons I've made this video, to show you how to write your manuscript in long form instead of having it broken up into these short form bites. I'm going to show you 3 different methods of writing your manuscript as one long document inside a Storyteller OS project. For all these methods, you'll want to start by going into the page of one of your books. And here you're just going to create a new page inside of this page and label it your book's title, or manuscript, or whatever you want. You can favorite this page so it'll show up in your sidebar for easy access. The reason why you want to create a new page to house your long form manuscript is because you want to have a clean page that doesn't have any other content in it, so you can easily export a clean manuscript when you're done writing. The first method I'm going to show you is the simplest method. It's just using this new page that was created to house your manuscript. In this document, you can just start writing your manuscript like any other page editor. You can edit the headings in this document for chapters or scenes if you want. And you can see here, when you start adding headings, the table of contents on the side will start to populate with these headings. You can use this table of contents to click and navigate to different parts of your manuscript easily. You can also add a table of contents block here at the top of this page that'll show you the same information. And that's pretty much all you need to know in order to use this first method. It's a super straightforward way to write your manuscript. And if this is all you need, you don't need to try out the 2 other methods I'm about to show. But if you are interested in getting something a little bit more connected to the databases of your Storyteller OS project, then keep watching for methods 2 and 3. So let's go ahead and just add a bunch of filler text here for demo purposes. The reason why this manuscript building doesn't come out of the box when you get the Storyteller OS is because it's really dependent on how many chapters and scenes you have in your story, which is why you have to build this connectivity on your own. Method 2 is going to utilize block links within this manuscript page. Inside every page in Notion are elements called blocks. They can be anything from this menu, from text to headings to databases, callouts, images, video, etc. And each block you create in a page comes with its own little link URL you can use to navigate directly to that block on that page when you click on it. You can copy the block's link like this. You can use block links for your chapter headings in your manuscript. And that's what method 2 is about. So you're going to copy this heading block link and then go to your chapters database in your project. Then you're going to create a new text property in the chapters database and label it as manuscript link. Then paste the block link you copied into this property for this particular chapter. Now, when you click on this link, it'll take you directly to that chapter heading in your manuscript page in a new tab. For this property created in the chapters database, you can then show this property in different views throughout your project and dashboards and easily navigate to your manuscript if you want to write for that chapter quickly. Now, you may be thinking that showing this long URL looks terrible, and you're right, it looks bad. But we can clean this up a bit and cut the URL out of this property, and we can type out something like go to manuscript here and create a link with this text that'll lead to that spot. There, that looks a lot better. You can use this method also at the scene level. You can create heading blocks for your individual scenes in your manuscript, copy their block link, create a new property in the scenes database for manuscript link, and then paste that link for each scene. Then you can do the same thing where you can click on this link and it'll take you to that scene in the manuscript. But be careful. If you delete the heading block in your manuscript page, the link for that chapter or scene will be broken. It'll just take you to the top of the manuscript page and not directly to where that heading used to be. So you'll have to create a new block, copy its link, and paste it back into the manuscript link property in its respective database. And that's method 2 for connecting your manuscript to the different databases of your Storyteller OS project. Now I'm going to show you method 3. Method 3 is going to utilize sync blocks within the manuscript page. With this third method, I'm going to show you how you can write a scene within its separate scene page and also write it within the overall manuscript page using Notion's synced block capabilities. So I've got the snippet of filler text inside of this scenes page inside of the scene database. I'm going to copy this entire thing of text and I'm going to paste it into its rightful place inside of the manuscript page. I'm then going to select paste and sync. Now this string of text is in 2 different places. I'm now showing 2 different windows in Notion. On the right is the scene script in its respective page within the scenes database, and on the left is the overall manuscript page. If I start editing the script within the scene page on the right, you can see that it's also editing the text in the overall manuscript. Same thing if I choose to edit the scene script inside the overall manuscript, you can see it get changed within its respective page inside the scenes database. I can even keep typing and adding to the scene and it changes in 2 places at once. Doing this method allows you to write the scenes in different places depending on how you want to work while keeping things consistent. To make sure you're editing within the sync block instance of your scene, you want to edit the text within this red outlined area. That's how you know you're editing within that synced block. You can even navigate back and forth between the overall manuscript and the individual scene page that'll have all your notes about that scene by clicking this drop down at the top of the sync block. If you want, you can choose to do both methods 2 and 3 together, where you use block links for your chapter headings and synced blocks for your individual scenes. It's up to you. Also, a thing to note. If you decide to change the order of your scenes or change the order of your chapters inside of the chapters or scenes databases, it's not going to automatically change the order inside the manuscript. Those things are not connected like that. So if you do decide to move your chapters and your scenes around in terms of chronological order, then you're going to have to manually change the order inside of your manuscript as well. You can then export your manuscript page easily as a PDF straight from Notion. Or if you want to have it in a Word doc or a Google Doc, you can copy the entire manuscript and paste it easily within that document. And that's how you write your manuscript within the Storyteller OS using Notion. Learn more about the Storyteller OS by visiting storyflint.com.